Welcome to The Explainer. You ever wonder how someone who's never even heard of you becomes a paying customer? Well, there's actually a blueprint for that. Today, we're breaking down one of the most powerful concepts in marketing, the IDA funnel.
All right, here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll get clear on what the AIDA funnel even is. Then we're going to walk through each of the 4 stages. That's attention, interest, desire, and action. And we'll wrap up with the really cool part, how to measure it all and make it even better.
Okay, first things first, what exactly is this AIDA funnel? You can think of it as a map. It's basically the psychological journey every single customer takes before they decide to buy something.
So at its heart, AIDA is just an acronym. It stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. And that's really the whole journey right there. It's the go-to framework for marketers to, guide someone from being a total stranger to an actual paying customer.
All right, let's jump into stage 1, attention. This is all about tackling the biggest hurdle in marketing, right? Just getting noticed. If people don't know you exist, you're invisible. So the first step is to get on their radar.
And here, your primary goal is super simple. Just make people aware that you're even out there. It's kind of like casting a wide net. You're not trying to catch everybody, but you are trying to reach as many of the right people as you can for that very first introduction. And this isn't just theory. Our sources show how this translates directly into how you'd set up an ad campaign. So if you're in something like Meta Ads Manager, you'd literally choose campaign objectives called awareness or reach. Why? Because the platform's algorithm is built to do exactly that, show your ad to the most people possible.
Okay, to make this all a bit more concrete, let's follow a running example from our source material. We're going to talk about a fictional online store called Low Shoes and see how they'd actually put this whole AIDA funnel to work.
So you've got their attention. Great, but that's just the first step. A fleeting glance isn't enough. Now you've got to actually hold it. You've got to earn their interest.
One of our sources just puts this perfectly. The key to building interest? Stop talking about yourself and start talking about your customer's problem. That's it. It's all about shifting the spotlight from, hey, look at our cool features, to, hey, we understand the problem you're trying to solve. And our sources give us a really practical example of this. So imagine you're using Facebook's targeting tools. You wouldn't just go after a super broad interest like shoes. No, you get smarter. You layer it. You tell the system, okay, I want people who like shoes, but they also have to be interested in formal wear. And boom, just like that, you see the power of getting specific. Suddenly, our brand Low Shoes isn't just shouting into a crowd of shoe lovers anymore. They're basically whispering directly to a smaller, much more relevant group. And when your message is that targeted, that's when you build real, genuine interest.
Okay, so they're interested. They're leaning in. But how do you get them from just being curious to actually wanting what you've got? That's the desire stage. Now, this is a really critical point that our sources bring up. Where do you send people who click your ad? Do not, I repeat, do not send them to your general website homepage. Why? Because your website is like a busy mall. There are tons of things to look at, links to click, ways to get distracted. Instead, you send them to a dedicated landing page. It has one single focus, one message, and one goal, to build desire for that one thing you're offering.
And of course, your ad itself, the images, the video, is huge here. The sources are clear. Show people actually using your product. Put it in an attractive, aspirational setting. The whole point is to help your customer imagine it in their own life. You're not just selling shoes, you're selling the feeling they'll have when they wear those shoes.
All right, we've done the work. We've got their attention, we've piqued their interest, we've created desire. Now we've reached the moment of truth. It's time to ask for the sale, to drive a specific, measurable action. And at this stage, it all comes down to one thing, the call to action, or CTA. You can think of it as the bridge that takes someone from I want that to I'm getting that. It is absolutely crucial.
One of our sources actually lays out a super simple but really effective formula for your ad copy. Address their problem, present your solution, and then give them a clear call to action. It's just this logical 1, 2, 3 punch that makes clicking that button feel like the most natural thing in the world to do.
And here's a great example straight from the source material. It's so direct. Get rid of trouble. A Shop Now button is given below. See? There's no guesswork. It tells you the problem, hints at the solution, and tells you exactly what to do next. And of course, you've got a bunch of options for your CTA button. It could be Shop Now, Get Offer, Learn More. The big takeaway here is to be specific. The text on the button should match the action you want them to take, no surprises.
But wait, we're not done yet. The sale isn't the end of the story, because a great funnel isn't a one-and-done thing. It's a cycle, something you can measure, test, and constantly improve.
So, you might be asking, how do I even track all this? Well, our sources point to a really important tool for this, the Facebook Pixel. Just think of it like a little detective you place on your website. It watches what people do after they click your ad, and it reports back to you. It's how you connect the dots and figure out what's really working. And this little detective tracks very specific actions, like when someone views a product, or adds it to their cart, or actually makes a purchase. This data is gold. It does more than just tell you who bought something. It shows you where people are dropping off. It tells you exactly where the leaks are in your funnel, so you know exactly what you need to fix.
And this is where things get really powerful. You can take that data and use it to bring people back. So let's say someone puts a pair of low shoes in their cart, but then gets distracted and leaves. Well, with the Pixel, you can show them a new ad later, maybe reminding them about what they left behind. This is called remarketing, and it's the secret to making your marketing so much more efficient and profitable.
So, there you have it, the AIDA framework. It's not just a bunch of letters. It's a complete map for guiding someone from that first hello all the way to the final click. You've got the blueprint now. The only question left is, who are you going to guide through it first?